doing chest day, I was trying to do decline dumbbell because it's what I was supposed to do, but it f***ed my shoulder up, and I have no idea how the fuck people get into the bench with 100-pound dumbbells on their shoulder when their feet are on their legs, when their feet are tucked in there.
So the decline dumbbell press could put a shoulder in a compromised position, especially during setup. Without proper support or a spotter, the strain from getting into the position can exceed the benefits of the lifts.
So, protecting my shoulder, we're gonna do some nice flat dumbbell press, like 10 reps, not crazy heavy, and try and get a nice little juicy chest pump today and get after it.
So switching to a flat dumbbell press is a smart modification. It reduces stress on the shoulder while allowing effective pec activation. By using moderate weight for higher reps helps maintain volume and improves muscle endurance without risking injury. So notice how CBum's using a 3-second negative, a 1-second pause at the bottom, and an explosive press. The tempo increases time under tension, which helps maximize muscle growth, and the explosive concentric builds power and reinforces control through the whole range of motion. Smash the like button if you're enjoying this video so far. Now CBum's moved to a decline plate loaded press, which makes sense after hitting flat dumbbells. It's a smart way to target the lower chest and change the angle of stress. He's using a neutral grip here, which keeps the shoulders in a safer, more natural position. That same tempo is back, slow negative, pause, explosive press, and you can see CBum's really squeezing at the bottom. And those partial reps are a great way to push past failure and finish the set strong.
Such a good machine. I always forget how much I like this thing.
So everybody has that machine they forget they love. Let me know in the comment section your favourite machine. Now CBum's on the incline plate loaded press, targeting the upper chest to balance out the workout. You can see he's pushing hard, driving to failure with maximum effort. That last rep where he's holding the isometric squeeze at the bottom, it's a classic technique to fully fatigue the muscle. The strain on his face just shows how intense this set is. It's about pushing past your limits for real growth.
Alright, so this is another one of those Justin sets. Oh man, that was tough. So 10 reps, 3-1, X1, which I wasn't even doing properly because the weight was too heavy.
So that's a classic sign of pushing intensity. When the weight challenges your ability to maintain perfect tempo, it means you're really stressing the muscle. Justin sets are designed to maximize time under tension and control, which are key for hypertrophy.
3-second negative, 1-second pause, explode up, 1-second pause, 3-second negative. For 10 reps, which I didn't do, I did 3-second negative, up and down with no pause.
So the prescribed 3-1 X1 tempo makes sure both eccentric control and explosive concentric action, which stimulates muscle fibers effectively, even if you don't hit every pause perfectly. Slowing down the negatives alone still helps increase muscle damage and growth stimulus.
And at the end you do a yielding iso. It's supposed to be mid to end range, I think, so right at the bottom, down, and then push as hard as you can and lock that in there like a yielding iso for 20 seconds. That's a little trick there to add some hypertrophy.
So yielding isometrics are a powerful hypertrophy technique. So holding tension mid to end range under fatigue forces sustained muscle activation, improving endurance and stimulating muscle growth by maximizing mechanical stress when the muscle is already tired. So now Chris is hitting the clavicular head of the chest with an incline cable flies at about 45 degrees bench angle. You'll notice his elbows are staying slightly bent throughout, which helps protect the joints and keeps constant tension on the pecs. Using cables without an attachment gives him more control over the path and allows for a smoother, more natural fly motion. This move really isolates the upper chest, rounding the workout with focused muscle engagement.
Alright, little clavicular fly, as it's called. No handles. Pulleys are a little bit behind me, so I'm pulling over my clavicle, as the name enunciates.
So by placing the bench in front of the cables, this allows him to pull the cables outwards across the clavicular where he's emphasizing the upper chest fibers. Going handle free also encourages a more natural wrist and shoulder position during the movement.
And then I'm going to do a little drop set. So I'm going to aim for 10, drop, try and get 8, drop, try and get another 8. See how it goes.
So by adding a drop set, it's a smart intensity technique. It extends the set beyond failure, floods the muscles with blood, and increases metabolic stress. And this is one of the key drivers of hypertrophy.
Beautiful stretch, I'm not gonna lie. For the way my shoulders work, I've never been one of the close pressing kind of guys. I've always been like a wide, everything everyone says is bad for your shoulders. So doing a fly where I'm coming that far back and high, felt that all the way in my pec, minor pec, major, and my anterior delt there. Felt very good.
So Chris is really turning into his biomechanics here. Not everyone thrives on narrow pressing. Some lifters are built for wider angles. And with this fly variation, he's getting a deep activation across both the pec major and minor, plus the front delt engagement. And this is a great example of customizing movements to fit your structure. Let me know in the comment section exercises that don't agree with you. Let's see if we've got the same ones. So Chris is supersetting tricep cable overhead extensions with flat dumbbell flies. The overhead extension pulling the rope from a low cable, fully extend the elbows and target the triceps. This makes perfect sense after flies, which sorely focus on the chest and leaves the triceps fresh. Supersetting these exercises save time and keeps intensity high by working complementary muscles back to back.
So that dumbbell fly was the last chest movement of the chest day. Finishing off with the tricep superset right now.
So finishing with a chest fly makes sense. It isolates the muscle and gives a strong stretch to really finish off the pressing work. Transitioning straight into a tricep superset keeps the momentum going and makes sure secondary muscles don't get neglected. It's a smart way to squeeze more out of a session without it dragging on.
Since opening, I've been doing a lot of fucking work on my chest and my delts, opening them up like massage work. And it's actually allowed me to be able to do dumbbell flies a lot more efficiently. I really have to focus on, instead of bringing the dumbbells in, almost like push the dumbbells out and bring my elbows in so that the center of gravity is pulling to my chest rather than just falling in with the dumbbell, my bicep or my shoulders. So that's been helping a lot. It gets me a huge stretch, which also helps.
So this is a great example of how mobility and soft tissue can directly improve exercise performance. By opening the chest and delts, Chris has created more range of motion and better control during the flies.
But this is also moving on to one of my favorite tricep movements. Anything on a decline with either a cable or dumbbell overhead just puts a crazy stretch on the tricep and makes it so easy to isolate. So I'm gonna be doing this with a semi-pronated push down, cable, superset, and then we're done.
So CBum's finishing strong with a smart combo. Overhead tricep work on a decline creates a deep stretch in the long head of the tricep, which is tough to target with standard pushdowns. So pairing it with a semi-pronated cable pushdown in a superset not only hits the triceps from another angle, but it also adds volume and intensity to fully exhaust the muscle before wrapping up the session. First, the decline overhead extension. This setup puts the long head of the tricep on full stretch, making each rep more effective. You can see he's keeping his elbows tight and really focusing on control. Right after, he moves into a semi-pronated cable pushdown, which shifts the emphasis across all three heads of the tricep. Supersetting these two hit the muscles from both stretched and contracted positions. CBum's Olympia Chest and Tricep Workout is now on the screen. Smash the thumbs up button and watch his next video.